mysterious plane headed for Toronto? Well, as it turns out, Shohei Ohtani was not on that private jet. Shohei Ohtani staying in Southern California, but he's going to be wearing Dodger blue for the foreseeable future. How would you describe the mood now among Blue Jay fandom and people in Toronto?
Understandably crushed.
I really had a wonderful time getting to know them as an entire organization, and the impression that I got is like they were very top-class, awesome people. And so in that circumstance that we get to play against them, against a superb organization, is something I'm really looking forward to. It's an unfortunate reality as a free agent that you get to really pick one team. And I'm sure as a player, you want to play with different kinds of teams, different circumstances, but the decision had to be made. But again, this organization has been superb. They have a lot of awesome people. It's going to be a tough lineup. They're really a complete team, both on the hitting and pitching side, so I expect a pretty good fight from their side.
At dinner last night, Blue Jay fans came up talking about Ohtani, that they thought they had him. And John Schneider said he hopes Ohtani brought back the swag he took when he met with the Jays in Dunedin, Florida, 2 off seasons ago. I hope he brought his hat and the jacket for Decoy. Give us our stuff back already. Because, listen, Ohtani knew that he was flirting with this organization in a tough way, and this is what his response was. Yes, he still has the hat that they gave him in his garage. He considers the Blue Jays a top-class organization.
Well, he's not going to carry him with him to Toronto.
Well, listen, the fans were really upset, and especially when there were rumors that he was on a plane coming to Canada. They thought they were getting the unicorn.
Well, they were the first ones, believe it or not, where the report of $700 million came out.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a number that blew everybody away, right? So you thought, if it's about the number, he's going to Toronto. He's staying in the American League. All the dots connected.
And 2 winter meetings ago, I'm standing in a Starbucks line at the winter meetings, and John Schneider, who we had on our previous segment, came up and smacked me in the back, and he goes, "Hey, man, keep talking up Shohei to the Blue Jays. It's going to happen." I'm like, "For real?" He's like, "We're going to get him." And just after the interview, he was like, "I really thought we had him." They really believed it.
And when you look at this season, there was expectations last year for the Blue Jays. 2024 was a very down year for the Blue Jays. And I think a lot of Blue Jays fans thought, okay, why we have this young pitching staff, why we have Vlad and Bo, we add Ohtani, this is the guy that can get us over the hump and get us relevant again.
And you know what's amazing about the whole thing is he's so much better than when he was with an Angel.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you take Ohtani of the Angels and you think, hey, that's really a great win. We're going to go to the next level. I don't think anybody realized they were getting what we're seeing now.
50,
or that number would have been $1 billion. And seriously,
Yeah.
what he has done since going to L.A. has been remarkable. And that's what I think about. With the Blue Jays would have got something they didn't even know. And the Dodgers got something that took it to another level. This guy has risen to every occasion. And we got a glimpse of it. We see this a million times with the WBC. But that was kind of the first time we saw him yell and scream and react. It was like, oh, who's this dude? All-star game, hitting home run in 24. It's like, okay, I'm going to show you guys why I got the money in the postseason. The animation became so different than what we were seeing with him in Anaheim. It was kind of a laid-back Shohei. Now it's like, I'm going to go get you, Shohei. And I just think that he's looking at last year's World Series. He got injured. The world didn't get to see him really bring the title after a 50-50 year to the Dodgers. The other guys brought it home in a sense. I think this World Series, that last game that we saw where he had 3 homers, he struck out 10, was a glimpse of this World Series. I think he's gone to another level.
Ooh, with that said, let's make a very provocative statement, basically saying what we expect Shohei to do in this World Series. Dan, I'll start with you. Give me a Shohei statement.
Hits like Ruth, throws like Gibson. I mean, what he's able to do, he's as dominant right now as Bob Gibson and Babe Ruth. Look, Harold touched on Game 4, 10 strikeouts, completely dominant. Fastball, curveball, splitter, sweeper. And by the way, he did what Bob Gibson couldn't do. He hit 3 home runs in the same game. I mean, what he did, that's going to go down as the single greatest personal performance in the history of baseball.
And
in one game.
And the crazy thing, he was struggling going into that game. He wasn't hot.
No.
He was scuffling.
Do you have a Shohei statement?
I made a statement a long time ago that Babe Ruth's not in the same stratosphere as this guy. I know we keep talking about Babe Ruth, and rightfully so. He's deserved what he has. He's hitting 60 home runs, and teams weren't hitting 60. But he wasn't throwing 100, and he wasn't running like this guy. He doesn't hit like this guy, and he wasn't the physique of this guy. I'm sorry. This, to me, when we start talking about baseball and we get into these debates about generations, he has crushed the gap of the gossip and the conversation of Babe Ruth and
So maybe
Shohei
your
Ohtani.
statement is Shohei will remind the world that he is the greatest player of all time.
Right now, I have to say
On the
yeah.
biggest stage. That's what you're
I don't know if
basically...
you have to remind. I think the last game told us
There are
everything
some
we
people
know.
that are like, I haven't seen enough. I'm like, time out. He's a pitcher and a hitter. That's 2 seasons in one when he pitches. That's 2 seasons
Yeah.
in one. My statement, as I look at Shohei, and I'm glad that your tape started with the WBC, when he struck out Trout,
Yeah.
that he's checking things off on his legacy of what he wants to do. He wants this moment right here in the World Series. He wants to do that at the end of a World Series. And I think my statement is, if the Dodgers win the World Series, if they do, Shohei Ohtani is getting the final out on the mound.
I don't agree with that.
Wow.
Okay,
Strong call.
That's a
So
strong
you're saying the
statement,
World
Greg.
Baseball Classic is higher stakes than the World Series? Yeah, it makes sense that he would come out of the bullpen for the World Baseball Classic, but it doesn't make any sense that you would do that in the World Series.
I think there's a lot of different ways to get there. I don't think he's closing the game, the final game.
Unless you, Roki Sasaki's locked down,
Then it's-
has the pedigree.
It has to be a 7th game if that's going to happen.
Well, maybe there is.
Okay, we'll
Our
see.
predictions for
Well,
the World
predictions
Series are
are
a couple
coming.
segments away. Hey, when we come back on the eve of getting, and I think that's a very important thing to remind ourselves. The modern big leaguer is different than the big leaguer in the 80s and in the 90s, right? The modern big leaguer is just a younger energy, and Tony Vitello speaks the language. And I think Buster Posey was looking for something that's outside the normal box of what a manager is today, and someone that can create a culture that would make playing in San Francisco an alluring idea.
Well, I 100% agree with you, Greg. I think the one thing here, when I thought about Tony going to the big leagues, is we're closer connected to college baseball, to pro baseball than ever before.
Good point.
Because we draft so many players out of college, and they're getting to the big leagues immediately. It's almost a glorified college league in a sense. Now, you got to have a lot of players from worldwide, but I mean in the fact that so many players have played college ball. So he connects there. I think the other thing, I want to talk to the Tennessee people for a second. This guy's a trailblazer. He didn't go over to Auburn or